public service announcement. The Easter Bunny costume is not nearly as charming when you forget to put the pants part on. It's been an exciting week in the sports world, and everyone is talking about it around the water cooler. But we're going to completely ignore it except for this intro. How do you feel about that? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Big Dave and Company podcast, coming to you almost live, as always, from the Gigabyte Systems studios here at the worldwide headquarters. I am, as always, Big Dave. With me, my usual company, Steak Knife from the FCC, who is already wringing his hands at the thought of us talking about pantless stuff. The lovely Emily is here, dressed in her Easter dress today. She looks very nice. Patsy, the unpaid interns are back from their Easter vacation. Herbie the Wonder Dog under the table, and of course Mike Alicious with me, my technical producer, and the only person to strike out 4 times in the local T-ball game this weekend.
Yeah, 4 times back to back.
In T-ball.
T-ball. I know.
That's kind of impressive, but
I was drunk.
Mostly sad. I would hope so.
I was drunk.
I would hope so, because that's right on
adult,
the tee.
It was adult T-ball.
Right.
And you have to do that thing where you take a hit off the keg, direct off the tapper, then you put your head on the baseball bat and spin around 10 times.
You were just doing that. That's not a rule.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was I the only one doing that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Even the guy with only one eye hit
Lucky?
a chopper to third.
Lucky?
Yeah, even Lucky hit a chopper to third.
Wow.
But I'm sorry.
I'm not very good.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. I think the worst part was when you pitched at one of the batters, which is weird because they don't have a pitcher. I can't believe you threw at one of the kids.
See, now you're just making shit up. You're just making shit up to make it sound like I'm bad at sports, which I am. But
No, I'm making things up in an attempt to demean you so I feel better about myself.
Well, it's working.
Well, thank you.
Because I'm going to cry.
Well, don't cry. Don't cry, because there's a fantastic Morningwood Estate promo this week.
Yeah, and my crying is brought to you by Morningwood Estates.
This whole shebang is brought to you by Morningwood Estates. Our good friends at Morningwood Estates. Great promotion this week. It's Morningwood Estate Refund Madness as tax time draws near. Get 1 weekend at Morningwood Estate. That's Friday, Saturday night, right? So 3 days, 2 nights. You get Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1 weekend, all inclusive. All your meals, all your rides, the whole shebang. Everything you care to do at Morningwood Estate for whatever your tax return amount is. So if you
if you owe,
you can then you don't qualify.
Oh.
Yeah. But if
you're getting like $2,700 back.
If you're getting $2,700, that's what it's going to cost you to go.
What if I was getting $6 back?
Then that's what it's going to cost you to go.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose proof of your tax return.
They have an in at the IRS. Oh. They will know if you're lying. If you're like, oh, here's my 17 cents. You actually have to.
You don't have a successful landed estate without having an in
at the IRS. Actually, I think what happens is when you go to do your taxes, you have to file. I don't know if you've done yours yet, but when I did mine recently, they give you the options. You can get it back on like a prepaid card. You can get it like electronically filed or a check. Or you can actually deposit it right in the Morningwood Estate account.
And so that's what you do.
Yeah, and then you can go.
That's great. That's a great promotion.
I think so.
They're really sticking to the man on that one.
Right. I mean, obviously, what you get in terms of your lodging depends on your tax return. So if you have like a $437,000 business tax return, you'll get to stay in the main house. If you have like a normal say $4,000 back, you'll stay at the Babcock house. If you have a $6 tax return, you'll probably stay outside the gate on a tether. You might get one of those wristbands like you get at Noah's Ark that lets you in and out, but
Huh, so another great promo by Morningwood Estates.
So thank you to Morningwood Estates.
Wake up with Morningwood.
Well, we have a fantastic podcast for you this week. Did you know that?
I think every week's fantastic.
This is our 30th.
How could this be any different?
This is our 30th podcast overall.
Holy crap, Joe Dirt.
Number 13 of 2010, which means it'll probably go down in flames.
30 podcasts.
30 overall. Very exciting. If you do the math, folks, that means that it's 17 in 2009.
Holy crap.
Anyway, and like always, we're going to start off with the news. Fantastic. I got a news article for you today. It's not as outlandish as some of the ones we do. Some of the news articles we do are a little crazy.
But they're all true.
They're all true. We've never made a fake news article for you.
Nothing but truth here on the Big
But
Dave
this
and
one is
Company
more
podcast.
of a public service announcement for all of you up-and-coming criminals out there, okay? This comes off the AP wires. Police say carjackers foiled by manual transmission.
Nice.
Police in eastern Pennsylvania said 2 men tried to rob and carjack a pizza delivery driver, but were defeated by the vehicle's standard transmission. First of all, that's dumb.
That is dumb.
Because the drivers carry like $12 in cash.
Right.
And if you're driving for pizza delivery, you probably don't have the best car in the history.
No.
Fountain Hill police said the Domino's pizza driver had stopped at a red light early Friday when a man ran up to the vehicle from the rear and grabbed her by the throat and shirt. He demanded money while a second man tried to open the passenger door.
So it's like a tag team effort here.
Yeah, and he notice how it said tried to open the passenger and not
Because it's
successful.
locked.
Police said the driver reported that the men fled after making a reference to the manual transmission. Investigators did not say whether they escaped with any money from the driver.
Wow. Oh, man. It's got a manual.
Dude, this car's got
Let's
a
get
stick.
it.
You want to drive a stick?
Let's get out of here.
So I guess in this case, having a crappy car for your pizza delivery job saved this girl.
Well, nobody said that criminals were the brightest bulbs on the tree.
So anyway,
I never said that. You may have.
If you are going to be one of the young Americans out there today, or young Europeans, or young South Americans, or young people listening to us throughout the globe on the Big Dave and Company podcast, worldwide network.
We're worldwide. And we're syndicated.
Yes. If you're out there listening right now, remember you should probably learn to drive a stick before you start your carjacking career.
And manual transmissions are much more prevalent in European countries.
Right. So those kids probably know how.
Right. Those carjackers already know. They may be foiled by an automatic transmission.
This is one of those only in America stories, yeah.
Right.
And most of Canada, probably. Wonder if the Canadian clubber can drive a stick. Wonder if he could carjack a car with a manual transmission.
They're too nice to carjack anything up there.
I got to tell you, though, I can kind of feel for these carjackers because I have a manual transmission car, and half the time I can't even drive the fucking thing right.
And you own it.
I own it. I bought it.
Or did you carjack it?
No, I bought it.
I
bought it, and half the time I'm, I actually squealed the tires on it the other day, going around, like, starting
because it's so much power.
Yeah, but half the time, first of all, half the time I'm drunk. Just kidding. That's a
those
joke.
Those Dodge Vipers are, they're powerful.
They are.
Cars.
I don't have one, but they are powerful.
Totally unrelated.
But yeah, I mean, I can't drive it half the time, and I have one to drive around every day, so I can only imagine these two hoodlums. And I'm kind of upset, too, they didn't at least steal the pizza from the girl.
Plus, like you said, everybody knows pizza delivery people don't have any money on them.
Mm-hmm. So
maybe they were hungry.
That's true.
Steal a pizza.
Maybe they were
stupid.
They had
like a Super Supreme or something.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Those are
those Domino's pizzas are supposed to be all redone. Much better. Haven't had one.
I haven't had one either.
Anyway, the news brought to you today by
Domino's Pizza?
No.
Oh.
Raintown Rain Gear lets in water to keep you cool. Let's out heat to keep you dry. That's Raintown Rain Gear, proudly made in Gimli, Manitoba. It's not the kind of thing that I necessarily would want to.
So it's freaking it's
I don't think that works very
Canadian
well.
rain gear that doesn't work for shit.
It lets water in to keep you cool. And lets out heat to keep you dry.
Right. I think they have that back. Are you sure that's not a misprint?
No.
We looked into that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Those Canadians, God love them.
It sounds to me that the good people at Raintown Rain Gear probably took those two things separately and didn't think them around. Because think about it like this. If it's a hot summer day, where do you go? Swimming pool?
Sure. Absolutely.
And
if it's raining, where do you go? Indoors.
Right. Maybe that's probably the best place to wear your Raintown Rain Gear indoors. But
guaranteed to keep you dry indoors.
As long as you're indoors or it's not raining. I guess you could wear it on a nice day. But thank you to the good folks at Raintown Rain Gear.
Yeah, they'll be out of business by the time we do our next podcast.
Well, if they're already on the snide. If they're advertising here, they're probably not doing so hot.
Last ditch ever. What are you saying, Dave? What are you saying? What are you saying? Come on and say it.
I'm saying that we are like America, okay? And we are like America, all right?
This is going to be good.
We open our doors to everything on the Statue of Liberty says. The poor, the huddled masses of corporations from across the world can come here.
And for pennies a minute.
Yes, they can
spend their advertising dollars
with us and attempt to. Because think about it, Raintown Rain Gear probably has quadrupled the number of people that are aware of their corporation.
What's an average ad on our? Is it like $3 or something?
No,
less than that.
No. If you want me, because I read the ads. If you want me to even think about sponsoring or reading your name, you have to pay like $35.
$35.
You have to pay $35 just for consideration.
Wow.
And then if
we actually make the cut,
We actually give you most of that back. We give you like $32 back. So it's $3, I guess, in the end if you're successful. Such is the pool of candidates who want to advertise in the Big David Company podcast.
But if you're unsuccessful, then we keep the $35.
Yeah. So you better hope that you got
we
a
make
good
a lot more money of
the people that we don't read.
That we don't read.
Speaking of making money.
That's funny.
Speaking of making money and unsuccessful adventures, some very important things are coming up here, sandwiched around our podcast coming out on Thursday the 8th.
Okay.
Tax Day is a mere week away.
Right, 15th.
And Easter is 3/4 of a week in our rearview mirror.
Right.
So,
did you have a good Easter?
Yeah.
I had a great Easter.
As you can see, I'm still wearing the bunny costume.
No pants, though.
No
Did you
pants.
lose the pants, or did you choose not to put them on? Did they get dirty? What happened? Why aren't you wearing pants?
Well,
When you have the ears and the whole upper thing.
Sure. I think I look pretty good, too, from upper.
Okay.
As a bunny. I think I'm a good Easter bunny.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you. I chose not to wear the pants, and I lost them.
Okay.
Because I
Explain.
chose not to wear them. Because the thing gets hot.
Sure, and your balls get sweaty.
Right.
I understand.
And I understand how it is. So I didn't wear them. And I wore my good yellow with blue polka dot boxer shorts with the little button on the flap.
Because
So
you
as
don't
not
want
to be
you don't want
indecent.
guillotine.
But when the police stopped me, I told them that I lost the bottom. And then I had to throw it in the river to get rid of the evidence.
That's creepy. So when you were at the mall, and the kids were waiting in line to sit on your lap for pictures, did you have the pants at that point?
I wasn't the bunny at the mall. I was just walking around town with my bunny outfit on.
Oh, I thought you were the bunny at the mall.
And I was
this year.
screaming Happy Easter, and I was throwing jelly beans out at children.
And that's when the police stopped you.
Right. Not so much for the handing out the jelly beans. I mean, I wasn't
For not having pants on.
for not having pants on. And the kids didn't seem to be mind. They just,
That's creepy, dude.
well, it's not like
Were you driving around in a white van?
No, I was
that
walking
said
around.
free candy
I was walking
on the
around
side?
the town and just throwing them out in little packages of delicious jelly beans made by the Acme Jelly Bean
and then
Company.
since this is a audio only podcast, why did you choose to keep the bunny suit on?
I like it. Makes me feel good.
I don't. It doesn't make me feel good at all. It makes me feel uncomfortable
Why?
because it's creepy looking when you don't have pants on.
But I'm under the table. My
I know, but
legs
I
are.
saw you walk into the
Like,
studio.
if we were on the television right now, nobody would even know.
I would know. I still would know.
Right, but
And
the
I'm
people
definitely
out
not nobody.
in America and the world watching us would not know.
One of these weeks we need to do a video podcast.
God, I think we would break so many cameras. I know. People don't even want to listen to us, let alone
Much
watch
less
us on
us.
TV.
But maybe for the entertainment factor, they might watch.
we should do it as like an Inside the Big David Company podcast and put it on like YouTube.
We should.
That'd be a good idea.
We could do that.
Anyway, so tax day's coming up though. 1 week left.
I already filed my taxes.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did too, but you know what? I have a tax day plan.
Okay.
You know how those people go on tax day and they line up at the post office to get their return in before midnight on the 15th?
Right.
Okay. I've actually staked out my spot already. Got a tent there. I have one of the unpaid interns living in the spot.
Yeah, but you already filed your return.
I know.
You don't need to get in line.
I know. But you know who doesn't know that? All the assholes in line waiting behind me. So what I would do is
So you're just gonna mail a letter to Patsy
Oh God,
or
no!
something?
Yeah,
or
I'm gonna go in there and I'm
your
gonna be
grandma?
go up there
I
and
just
order
need one first class stamp, please.
I'm gonna order a book of stamps, and then proceed to put the stamps all on at the counter and say, "Hold on, I need these mailed out tonight."
Better yet, they have a package that you need to mail, and then because then they give you the pitch on all the different types
Yes.
of mailings you can
And then
do.
I'll- and then I
You
can
want that
ask it-
insured.
And I'll be like, "Well, what does the insurance mean? Can you?" I'll just go through the whole shebang. That's an even better idea.
and then they'll open up a second window, and then I'll be second in line. And I'll do the same thing.
First of all, it's the post office. They're not going to open a second window. They don't fucking care.
That's true.
I was thinking about that. I wrote about that at Big David Company the other day.
I don't read that fucking
I know.
drivel.
But here's my question. Now that they send away a lot of mail to like central distribution points, how are you going to get your mail postmarked on the 15th? If you go in at midnight at like 11:59 on the 15th to get your mail postmarked,
They postmark it at the window
and you
for
send it away, that must be the only day they do it.
Probably.
That's crazy town. But yeah, I'll do the package thing. That's why I have the bunny suit on. So when people start beating me mercilessly at the post
Jesus.
office, it
You got
provides some
padding.
protection. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you got your taxes. I'm glad to be done. That's always something that I dread for like 4 months of the year.
It's so easy, though.
Well, not when you have a media empire like mine.
I know you owe hundreds of thousands of dollars every time.
I don't have people to do it. I usually have the unpaid interns do my taxes, and that's been.
And you trust them?
That's been just.
How many
disastrous.
times have been audited because of that? Because if I was an unpaid intern, I'd purposely fuck them up just so I made sure you got audited.
Usually, I get audited because usually the unpaid interns will write things in like instead of like writing the numbers on the tax form, they'll write like "help me." On like it says like put box 15, they'll write "help me" and like hostage, stuff like that. And then the IRS usually shows up and says, well, there's no numbers on this. Can you please refile these? And then I refile it, and then
they actually don't care that it says "help me." They just want the numbers. They
just want the numbers. They don't care. I mean, the FBI
they're heartless fucks.
I mean, they don't work together.
Godless heathens.
They don't give their godless fuck heathens is what they are. So anyway, tax time's coming up, but that's not nearly as exciting as our next segment,
which is
I can't tell you. First, I have to read this advertisement. Do you know what that was? That was a teaser. Because now you want to know. You're like, God, what's the next segment? Get to it.
Oh, okay.
But I have to tell you that our first segment brought to you by Rader Attorneys at Law. Formerly Rader & Sons, they specialize in international piracy law with their headquarters in Austria, which is weird because it's not even on the ocean. Why would
Maybe they're talking about like software piracy.
No, it's like ARG piracy, I think. You think they want to set up in like Somalia or Greece or somewhere.
Why do you assume it's ARG, matey?
Because that's what it says. I just didn't read that part.
Oh.
Yeah,
you would think that they'd want to be on.
If you suffered a case
like
of international
Somalia,
piracy, call us.
Isn't that where they have all those?
Yeah, I guess
problems?
I wonder why you would change it from Rader and Sons to Rader, and Rader. It probably sounds better on your commercial. Call
Rader, and Rader.
You know, where they have a guy in front of like all the law books in his suit and he says, "Come to Rader. Do you feel that you're being pressured by the insurance companies? Are you falling victim to international piracy laws? Call Rader, and Rader." And then they can have some like crazy ass like logo that has a bunch of R's all intertwined that no one cares about.
Do you think that they wear the big like hoop earring and the pirate on the shoulder?
No, they're not the one. I think you're confused. This law firm is not the ones who are engaging in international piracy.
Yeah,
they're the ones who are defending you against it.
What I'm thinking is to make their clients feel comfortable.
Oh, maybe.
They look like their clients.
I mean, I guess you wouldn't want to dress as like a British.
Maybe they make you walk the plank.
That's only if you lose.
And swab the poop deck.
You said poop. Anyway, you know what's even better than international piracy?
Morningwood Estates.
Yes, they're our sponsor today. Refund madness going on right now. 1 weekend all-inclusive for whatever your tax return is. Go online for details. That's at Morningwood Estate. That's such a heck of a deal. You know?
Oh, God.
Anyway, I think it's time to talk about a more important topic.
We're bringing it down, have a little more of a
serious.
serious.
Sometimes you have to get serious.
Okay. Enough funny, more serious.
Right. And we need to talk about female toplessness.
Okay. But we're going to talk about it in a very serious manner.
No, we'll probably end up talking about a very perverted and lewd manner.
So, like, you're talking about boobies.
But I found this article, and it led me to just another notch on why I would like to live in Maine. I know you hate a lot of states. You should love Maine.
I actually like Maine. Yeah, I do.
Recently, I'm not going to read this verbatim because that's what we do in the news section. But basically what happened is recently in Portland, Maine, lovely city, about 24 women drew a crowd of onlookers because they took their shirts off and proceeded down through the downtown of Portland, Maine, topless.
Really?
Yes. No shirts.
Okay, and they got arrested?
No.
Oh.
They did not. It's not illegal for a woman to be topless in public in Maine.
Now I see why you like Maine.
Yes. Realtors right now, the switchboards are lighting up at realty offices all across
Portland.
All of
Portland
Maine.
area.
Yeah, all of it. So there were no incidents or arrests. Are you going to ask me if the women were protesting?
What were they protesting?
Nothing.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. They were they were promoting what they call equal opportunity public toplessness.
Because men can do it, but so can
chicks feel.
But so can they. So
right.
Why are they?
I would have.
That doesn't make any sense. It's not like they're trying to change the law. The law is already so that they can be topless. So it already is equal opportunity.
Well,
the opportunity is equal. People don't necessarily take part in it, but the opportunity
but
is
they're
there.
Right, but they're promoting
and really, to be truthful,
social equality.
To be truthful, how many men walk anywhere in a downtown without their shirt on?
Depends on the town.
You pretty much don't see that.
Depends on the town. A lot of guys drive with their shirts off too. Think they're cool. No, they're promoting a social awareness thing. They're trying to say the point of
dumb.
it was that a topless woman out in public should not attract any more attention than a man who walks around without a shirt.
Right. Okay. Right.
So meanwhile, they managed to attract 500 people, a mix of marchers, young men snapping photos, oglers, and people just out enjoying a warm, sunny day.
So basically,
imagine you're like out in downtown Portland.
They're trying to not to draw any attention to themselves
by marching around without
they don't think there should be any attention drawn. And the exact opposite of that happened. It's 24 morons is what it is.
Well, the lead moron in this whole thing who organized this, are you ready for this? Here's the punchline. If this was a giant joke, here is the punchline.
It is a giant fucking joke.
Here's the punchline. Organizer Ty McDowell.
Come on.
Hand to God, Ty McDowell. I'm assuming this is a guy.
I would imagine.
I don't know of a lot of women named Ty. I guess it could be a Taisha or something, but Ty McDowell. This is genius. This has frat prank written all over it. Oh, we're going to get these chicks to walk around with their thing on.
Because we're going to tell them, we're going to end women's suffrage, too. Remember that? Where they were like, oh, never mind.
Here's my point about this, though, and I kind of wonder, and I wish there was... God, do I wish there was video out there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Here's my...
Google video.
Here's what I'm going to tell you about this, though. I kind of think this might have been a bad thing.
Okay.
And because if they're marching to promote like social equality of the sexes, like chicks can walk around with no shirts on, that's fine. But I imagine most of these chicks were probably fugly.
I would imagine.
Oh, there's some that are cute.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at pictures and video.
We're looking at some pictures right now. Some are pretty cute, but like they have this problem, believe it or not, in France.
What problem with people being topless?
Yes, kind of.
Okay.
There's a group of women in France. They call them les corps d'été.
What does that mean? You speak French. What does that mean?
It's the the corpses of summer.
The corpses of summer? That's what that means?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
And basically what they are is people who were part of the topless movement.
Okay.
In the 60s.
Okay.
Who still continue to... Which got toplessness accepted on French beaches. And they still continue to go topless to this day. So
40... years later.
50
years later.
They're probably in their 20s and teens at the time.
They're in their 70s for sure.
They still go topless on French beaches.
That's
modern French women...
So it's like rocks in a sock.
Yeah. Modern French women generally don't go topless any longer.
Why?
They just don't.
I'm pro-topless, though.
I know. I am too. But a lot of them just don't. But these old women, the corps d'été...
Still do. Well, good for them. They should move to Portland.
But that's what you get.
So there is some video out here of this Portland thing.
Yeah?
ABC 13 News, which must be Portland.
Okay.
It has some video. So we're going to have to check that out. But it's all blurred where the boobies are.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I would expect that. So, yeah. So, anyway, if you want to see... Oh, there's dudes walking around with no shirts on.
Well, it's because it's equal. It's topless equality day.
Oh, okay.
I love how it's like...
There's a heavily tattooed... Yeah, this is kind of dumb.
They're not... I mean...
This one is doing gang symbols while she's naked.
There's a lot of people. Like you said, there's like people gathered all over. And
right.
These women are not pretty,
No, they're not generally attractive. Don't know why you would want to do that.
That's gross.
Anyway, so that's what happened in Portland. So they managed to take a perfectly wonderful thing.
A great spring afternoon.
I was thinking they managed to take a wonderful thing like boobies.
Okay, which are wonderful.
And mess it up. And I think
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, the technical director's fucking up again.
The producer was getting hand signals from the host. We're a little backward here at the Big David Company podcast. Normally it's the producer giving the hand signals.
It's been a whole week since we've done this. I'm a little rusty.
Usually Mike Alicious is glaring at me and making all sorts of gestures to get me to shut the fuck up. And I'm like, what?
What, steal third? What am I supposed to do?
I actually did that one time. I actually did a hit and run, which was weird. A bunt and run. And there was nobody anyway.
You were giving me the signal for a bunt and run.
Sorry. I didn't mean to hit into the double play. You know I'm not good at bunting.
No, you're not good at running.
But I flipped.
You're fine at bunting. You can't run for
shit. But I
shit.
flipped it on its head because I wanted to see how much time we had left. We operate under very strict time restrictions by Steak Knife, the FCC guy. Anyway, our discussion of boobs today brought to you by Green Cricket Supermarkets, featuring quality meats and the freshest produce. We're dedicated to the belief that independent grocery stores provide better service and better quality. That's the Green Cricket Supermarkets, over 132 locations in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas. Wow! That's weird.
Jesus Christ.
Independent grocery stores.
That's great.
132 of them.
132 independent
Fantastic. So, Green Cricket, for all your grocery needs, thank you to them. Thank you to Morningwood Estates. They're our sponsor. As always, make up with Morningwood. I would if I lived in Portland. If I lived downtown Portland and I looked out and saw that.
See, I don't even think I would get Morningwood, even if I saw all those boobies, because they were not good-looking boobies.
You know what Ron White says about boobs?
What?
You see one, you want to see the rest.
That's dumb, because that's not true.
I'm not.
Because I don't want to be on the beaches of France when a 75-year-old lady takes her top off.
At that point,
I don't want to see those.
At that point, they're more like a train wreck because you don't want to look, but you can't turn away.
That's what I'm saying.
They're like Amtrak.
It may sour my taste for boobies forever. That would be a tragedy.
That would be a tragedy. Well, hopefully those girls in Portland get themselves covered up with some Raintown rain gear.
Let's the water in. Let's the heat
out. Anyway, is there anything else?
No.
The boobies. I got visions of
you
boobies.
Got boobies
in
on
my
the brain.
So I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say?
Visions of sugar plums
dancing in my head.
Vision of boobies.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have to do
a train wreck.
I know.
A fucking podcast. It's all fucked up. Right.
Well, that's what happens when you talk about boobies.
I'm sorry.
It's not your
my fault.
No, it's not. I'm equally culpable. Boobies.
So anyway,
is there anything else you want to say before we go?
No.
I don't know that I do any. That was in-depth analysis of this important news information by us.
No, it wasn't. It was dumb.
I was saying that sarcastically. I don't think we've ever done in-depth analysis of anything.
Sure we have. My hatred of Canada.
That's true. In-depth. Your geographical prowess. Anyway, that's all.
My girlfriend digs my geographical prowess.
Oh. Hey.
Ho.
Anyway, that's all for us today. Thank you for listening on behalf of all of our usual company, the unpaid interns, the lovely Emily, Steak Knife, which is Mr. Papa Giorgio from the FCC. Did I get it right this time?
You did.
Herbie the Wonder Dog, Patsy.
Kelsey Papa Giorgio.
Kelsey Papa Giorgio. What an unfortunate name.
I know.
I bet he's filling out his transfer papers to go to Portland right now.
What his middle name is. We'll have to find that out for next week.
Anyways, thanks on behalf of all them, on behalf of Mike Alicious, our technical producer, and
don't forget, podcast at bigdaveandcompany.com.
Yeah, if you have any email,
questions.
Send comments, questions, concerns to podcast at bigdaveandcompany.com. Check out shameless plug. Can I do a shameless plug real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Check out bigdaveandcompany.com. All this month in April, we're running a very exciting special promotion. Our April alphabetic promotion. Every day we.
Do you know the alphabet well enough to do that?
The unpaid interns went down. I had them go down to one of them local elementary schools and
get that thing.
Steal the thing that goes over the chalkboard, so we're good. So tune in for that. Send us an email. We always like to hear whatever comments you have. On behalf of all those people, this is Big Dave saying thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Does Milli Vanilli mean 1,000 Vanillis? Our readers want to know. And we investigate next week on the Big Dave and Company podcast.
Well, the prefix milli means 1,000. What millimeter?
But what's a vanilli?
I don't know. But there's 1,000 of them.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, something happened there. I was hitting the buttons and all went to shit. All right, hold on.